being of all. So therefore, abortion is never safe. It is the worst murder of all. And you have to know that to the woman performing abortions, she also suffers from many side effects, no? She is at risk to many things. Was it the Catholic Church who said it? No. It is in the Family Planner's Bible, Contraceptive Technology. One day, I was interviewed on TV, and the anchor told me, Dr. Acosta, can you please refrain from mentioning God in your talk? Let us just be scientific in our discussion. And I looked at her straight in the eye and I told her, I'm very sorry, that was the Ligaya Acosta of long ago. And I asked, tell me, who is the author of science? Hindi siya kumibo. So sabi ko, isn't God the author of science? So anything therefore that man does, contrary to the law of God and to the law of nature, will always redound to the destruction of man. Like contraceptives, sterilization services, abortion, genetic engineering, etc. They are all contrary to God's laws, and they all redound to the destruction of man. Contraceptive technology is the Family Planner's Bible. It wasn't the Catholic Church who said it. In a research by the National Cancer Institute of the United States of America, they found that women performing abortions before they reach the age of 18 increase the risk to getting breast cancer by 150%. Women performing abortions after age 30 increase the risk to getting breast cancer by 110%. And of course, there's a scientific explanation to that, borne by so many scientific researches. Why? Because the breast of the woman has actually many malignant cells before you become pregnant. That's why you will notice, bakit merong mga madre na mga may breast cancer or single women? Because when you get pregnant, there are actually tissue or cell differentiation that happens in the breast. But when you don't allow the pregnancy to take its due course, you abort the baby, the research says, cell differentiation does not occur, thus increasing the number of cells susceptible to cancer-causing agents. You read the research of Dr. Angela Lanfranchi, an American surgeon who is my friend, published in August 2009, where she says that a woman gains protection from breast cancer by completing a full-term pregnancy. And again confirmed that if the pregnancy ends through an abortion, the woman is more at risk to breast cancer. And there are so many studies. Another one is by Patrick Carroll of London, where it was shown in the studies that abortion is the #1 cause of breast cancer in London. You can see this in the internet. There's so many articles in the internet that you can see about the horrible side effects of abortion. And in fact, you can go to the website of Abortion Breast Cancer Coalition in the United States of America, titled www.abortionbreastcancer.com, and you will see a lot of scientific studies which will show the significant relationship between abortion and breast cancer. In fact, very recently, there was one study published by Dr. Priscilla Coleman, dated September 1, 2011, at the British Journal of Psychiatry, titled Abortion and Mental Health, Quantitative Synthesis and Analysis of Research, published between 1995 to 2009. And Dr. Coleman is Professor of Human Development and Family Studies in the USA. And this study is based on an analysis of 22 separate studies involving 877,181 participants. So as you can see, this is the largest ever, most comprehensive study to date. And it found that women who underwent abortion experienced 81% increased risk of mental health problems. It also revealed that it was associated with a 34% increased risk of anxiety disorders and 155% greater risk of attempting to commit suicide. And Dr. Mary Davenport, my co-speaker, I had a speaking tour in America last June. Dr. Mary Davenport was in one of my talks in California. She is the president of the American Association of Pro-Life Obstetricians and Gynecologists. And she said that this study shed important light on the mental health of women and exposes the egregious cover-up of abortion complications that are an aspect of the abortion distortion. Now, let me bring you to the manual of the World Health Organization. What does the World Health Organization manuals tell us about reproductive health? It actually discusses it lengthily. But among others, it says that reproductive health implies that people are able to have a satisfying sex life as if sex were the only reason for being, and that they have the capability to reproduce and the freedom to decide when and how often to do so. So, freedom to decide it. If you don't want to get pregnant, you want to do away with your pregnancy, then you can just resort to abortion anytime, no? And it also says, implicit in this condition are other methods of their choice for the regulation of fertility. And they define fertility regulation as interrupting unwanted pregnancies. And let me tell you, my dear students, that interrupting unwanted pregnancies, fertility regulation, menstrual regulation, unplanned pregnancies, mistimed pregnancies, unwanted pregnancies, which you can see so many times in the reproductive health bill, are actually euphemisms for abortion on demand. I know this very well because I was still at the Department of Health when our family planning nurse and doctor were sent for training abroad on fertility regulation and menstrual regulation. Of course, they confirmed it was about abortion. You didn't have menses for 3 months now or 5 months now. Of course, you know you're pregnant because you had sex with your boyfriend. What will you do? You can go to these clinics like the Family Planning Organization of the Philippines or FPOP. You can go to Maristops and other abortion clinics. What are they going to do to you? Gaganyan ka lang. They are going to scrape your baby piece by piece. Of course, they are euphemisms for abortion on demand. And in fact, you can go to the WHO training curriculum for health program managers. And they are very categorical in saying that one example of reproductive rights is access to safe abortion. No? And of course, I have a copy of the training's manual of the Department of Health titled Competency-Based Family Planning Training for Volunteer Health Workers. And it says, since the Philippines is a signatory of the 1994 International Conference on Population and Development, it has thus adopted the WHO and global definition of reproductive health. And if you go to page 7, it is very clear. They include abortion as one of the reproductive health services. No? I just scanned that. Now let us go to this House bill. I say this is the most diabolical bill ever introduced in the Congress of the Philippines. As you can see, this is the most controversial bill ever filed in Congress. Never has the Filipino nation been so divided. And when there is so much division, it can never come from God. It can only come from the devil. Hindi na po House Bill 96. Ang number na po doon sa lower house of Congress is House Bill 4244. This is the one that is being debated on. And the title is An Act Providing for a Comprehensive Policy on Responsible Parenthood, Reproductive Health and Population and Development, and for other purposes. I would like to take you section by section, but because we have very little time, please skip ko na lang po. In the original version of the bills, you don't find responsible parenthood in the title. Pero isinama na po nila kasi yan ang gusto ng ating presidente. But let me tell you, I've been with them for more than 28 years. Responsible parenthood is an original term by the Catholic Church. But how the Catholic Church defines responsible parenthood and how the government and population controllers define it will never be the same. To the population controllers, to our government, responsible parenthood means you should only have 1 or 2 children. If you have more than 2, you are irresponsible, especially if you come from a poor family. You must have read the news item on President Aquino. He went to a slum area, galit siya, kasi bakit yung isang babae, mayroon na siyang isang anak, buntis na naman ulit, as if pregnancy is a disease. Let me tell you that I personally rebel. Bakit po? I am the 9th of 11 children. I am proud to tell you